In this video, you will see accounts that I know to be owned by Fishy advertising to do huge stakes. Some accounts even offering to instantly stake up to 10 billion, some even 20 billion GP. You may wonder, how do I know Fishy's accounts? I was a longtime friend of Fishy and actively talked with him on TeamSpeak. I grew out of the dicing scene once I saw the effect it had on the game of RuneScape, but have still stayed connected with a lot of people I played with back then who even know Fishy better than me. Some of them still stake and do the same thing he is doing, but we will get into that in a minute. You will also see mule accounts that I have added to show them actively trading back and forth between Fishy's staking accounts. Some of these accounts are bots. Some are actually played by hand. The ones that are bots do not carry as much gold, nor do they advertise as big of stakes. The mule accounts are used for holding the gold because of the risk that is associated with keeping money on the staking accounts. It is much safer for them to keep the money on hidden accounts rather than the accounts people see doing huge amounts, because that brings a lot of attention to the accounts. Sometimes you see people report them in-game and via Twitter directly to the mods. As you watch this video, watch the staking accounts trade the low-level mules and transfer money constantly between each other. This is to make it harder for the mods to track the gold and properly ban all associated accounts. The staking accounts have no levels other than the combat stats for staking. The mule accounts have no stats at all of any significance. When the real-world traders do get banned every couple months, it's usually pretty ineffective because they trade the gold to so many different accounts on so many different IP addresses and stake each other to make it look like a legit duel, when really they are selling and buying gold from each other. If you are ever at the Duel arena, I challenge you to watch this going on for yourself. Watch the staking accounts doing big amounts, constantly trade random accounts, and then that account trades more accounts, and so on. Attention Mod Matt K, Mod Weth, and the Old School RuneScape moderation team. Old School RuneScape Duel Arena has been overridden with scammers and real-world traders to the point it's the game's biggest threat in terms of the game's lifespan and longevity. It is the most botted and corrupt location in the old school servers currently. The Duel arena is now controlled by real-world trading groups using staking bots on hundreds of accounts at any time. Some of the accounts they use are not always bots, but they are still used with the purpose of selling the gold from the Duel arena. That is their only purpose. The most common staking bots work by calculating their stat advantage and win % chance over legit players. The staking bots will not stake people that they don't have an advantage on. The amount of the advantage is determined by the real-world trader, who picks the lowest win % chance he's willing to stake with. For example, he could set up his staking bot to only accept stakes from players he has a 52% chance or higher of beating based on the bot's calculations and algorithm. They also have what is known as scamming staking bots, which are bots set up to scam the rules and interface options before entering a stake for players who might not have noticed the quick rule change. Or for example, a player might not notice that food was turned on for their duel before accepting and will lose their money to someone with a full inventory of food who is doing this scam every day, all day for months. These scamming bots are all over the main part of the Duel arena, to the point you sometimes get them 7 or 8 times in a row before finding a real player to stake. Some of these bots also use the hosta scam, so they have the advantage of equipping a hosta during a stake to gain an unfair advantage over unsuspecting players who are only looking for whip stakes or a DDS stake. The hosta scammer will have an extra 13 defense levels compared to the person being scammed. So if a player with 99 defense scams a hosta against another player with 99 defense with no hosta, they will actually have level 112 defense versus the other player's 99 defense. These Duel arena real-world traders are on hundreds of these accounts daily to use to scam for the gold buying and selling operations. Currently, with the way the Old School RuneScape team has been handling it, these scam staking accounts, real-world trade staking accounts, and scamming bots accounts can last months before one of the moderators feels like doing something about it. And these real-world traders realize this and take advantage of it. So while they're running their bots, they have hundreds of accounts being created to replace the accounts that they know will be banned after a few months, thus not really even affecting their operation when a ban is finally dealt. Most of them actually sell the accounts every few weeks to dodge the bans before affecting them. Longtime players experienced what happened in RuneScape when these same real-world trade groups killed the original RuneScape servers. And we don't want the old-school RuneScape servers suffering the same fate as the original servers. The real-world traders such as Fishy, Starry, Win All Day, Apple, all very famous for being the huge real-world traders that controlled the dice and clans on the original RuneScape servers, lead the groups that run these such staking bots and scamming staking bots on hundreds of accounts every day, buying and selling gold amongst each other, buying and selling accounts to each other, to use as house money to run their old-school RuneScape online duel arena casino. When you think of a casino, you realize there are billionaires that come together and combine their money to start and run these casinos for house advantages over the normal people that come to do some honest gambling. The duel arena is the same exact thing except on a much smaller scale. Fishy, Starry, Win All Day, and a few others have teamed up and formed a casino-style scheme at the old-school duel arena to imitate a real-life casino and bring them in thousands of dollars every month. We the players, the skillers, the veterans, the slayers, the PVMers, the PKers, and even the noobs and bank standers that grew up playing this version of RuneScape when it was most popular, to the time it was destroyed by the very people we have brought to light. Request that Mod Matt K and Mod Weth. Please advise the investigation teams to be diligent at the old-school RuneScape duel arena and realize it will need constant attention to deter the real-world traders. The longevity of the game depends upon it. There are definitely other factors for the longevity, but this is one that needs to be addressed and not overlooked. Sincerely, Concerned Player.